Okay, we're on Shabbat, Perek Chaf, Mishnah Hey, 5th Mishnah in the 20th chapter of Shabbat. We're going to talk about different kinds of muktzeh and then some other stuff. So the Mishnah says the following: Hakash she'al gabe hamita lo yina'anu biyado. If I have straw on the mita, on the bed, lo yina'anu biyado. You can't move it with your hand. Ela mina'ano bigufo. But you can move it with your body. So what are we talking about? So their beds were kind of like this. They were just these kind of 4 posts. I mean, this is a very nice one from the Civil War, but there were 4 posts with string. And then across it they would put a mattress, or sometimes they would put straw. The problem with straw is, as we know, straw is muktzeh, because straw has no particular use unless you're miyached, unless you designate it. So let's say they had a bed and it was kind of left there, but there was stam straw. It wasn't straw that you designated for use as a mattress, because of course there were straw mattresses, but straw was also feed. Straw was also used as a burning material. Which kind of straw was it? So if you have straw on your bed, you can't move it with your hand. Why can you move it with your body? Let's look at the Bartunura. Hakasha gabe'amita stam al hasaka. So normally stam, the normal use or the default use was lahasaka, for burning. Umuktzeh, and it was muktzeh, real muktzeh, like muktzeh amiti, real muktzeh, meaning like it was not a kli. We're going to see it's like rocks. It's something that's totally muktzeh. Ubalishkavalav, and you want to sleep on it, you want to lie on it. Umina'ano k'dei sheirach bitzaf lishkavalav, and you want to move it in order to fluff up your straw bed. Lo yina'anenu biyado de muktzeh, you can't move with your hands because it's muktzeh. Aval, but the Mishnah says, mina'aneo bigufo ubiktefav. You can move it with your body and with your shoulders. The tiltul min hatzaru. Let's focus on this term. Tiltul min hatzad. Tiltul min hatzad means indirect movement. Velav shemei tiltul. It's not considered halachic tiltul. Tiltul meaning prohibited movement. This term, tiltul min hatzad, is very important. So important, okay, that I'm going to show you that the Rav Melamed in Pnei Halacha talks about this idea of tiltu min hatzad. So what is tiltu min hatzad? There are 2 types of tiltu min hatzad. We're not going to read the whole thing, of course, because this is a Mishnah shir and not a Halacha shir. You can see that address here if you want to. Tiltu min hatzad naaseh biyad shelo b'mei sharim. There's 2 types of tiltu min hatzad. The first one is done by hand, shelo b'mei sharim, indirectly. Okay, Kagon, and we're going to see this in later Mishnayot. Perot, and you want to tell Perot, sheteven or afar nishanim lehem. If I have something, I want to move something. Let's say I have a book. You can't really see this. Let's move back. And I have a pen on the book. Okay, so and it's done in such a way that the pen is not the book is not a basis. Whatever, the pen fell on the book after Shabbat started. So I'm going to move it with my hand in such a way that I'm not actually. That's one way. I'm not actually directly moving the pen, but I'm using something else to move the pen. Okay? He says similarly to take a broom, ul haziz al yadav alim shei muktzeh. Okay, I'm using something that's mutar in order to move something else. Another way, one second. Mutar, let me see. The second way is, okay, one second. Another way that Rav Melamed doesn't necessarily categorize al-tiltu as minatzad. He says, mutar letaltel et hakesef bigufo. You're allowed to move something with your body, kedei l'hatznio, in order to move it or to deal with it. So Rav Melamed is making a distinction. If I want to actually handle the thing itself, like our Mishnah itself, where I want to move the kash, and for its own benefit, its own use. I don't just want to get rid of the pen on the book. Okay, I can do it bigufo. Shekol isur tiltul muktzeh b'Shabbat, the prohibition of tiltul, of moving something. In the normal way, I have a pen, I handle it with my hands. Aval begufo, but with your body, lo asur, they did not prohibit with your body. So here I have my pen. So for example, let's say the pen, I don't know if you can see. Okay, the book is a basis. Okay, the book is considered as a base. So now I want to move it. So if I want to move it, I can move it with the back of my hand. He says begufo, with your body. Hainu biraglo, with your foot, or be'amat yado, or with the back of your hand, or b'nishifa, with breathing, or b'chol shar evarim chutz mikapiyot yado, other than using your hands. You want to push it with your elbow. That's considered also a form of movement that isn't prohibitive movement. The Bartanura calls it tiltu min hatzad. But we're going to call it, we call it just begufo. Okay, so that's what the Mishnah says. If I want to move around this straw, the straw is actual muktzeh. I actually want to handle the straw. I want to move it around. Lo yina'anenu biyado. You don't move it with your hand. Elimina'ano begufo. You can do it with your body. But if it was designated as animal feed, or had a pillow on it or a sheet on it, meaning that it's also already designated as stuffing for my bedding, then you can move it with your hand. Why? The Bartanura says, I designated from the word muktzeh. I have revealed my my intention, that it's designated for shkiva, for lying down. I mean, this isn't just burning straw. The straw, the exact same straw, based on my intent, meaning my intent before Shabbat. And there's a designation. I put a pillow on it, or it was designated even as animal feed. So if I have animal feed, I'm allowed to handle it because I want to feed the animals. From there, it's now considered that same straw. So it's very important to note, you can have the exact same straw that in one case is mamash muktzeh, and in a different case, based on our intent from before Shabbat, is considered not muktzeh, but totally like a kli, and I can use it on Shabbat, I can handle it. We're now going to switch to another halacha. Machbesh. Machbesh is a clothes press. So the ancient clothes, we're going to see, the Bartanura explains what a machbesh is. Machbesh balabatim. So they had a home, it was like an iron basically, a home press. So if I have clothes stuck in the press, matirin, I'm allowed to matir, undo it. We're going to see exactly what it's like. Avalo kovshin, but you can't actually press on Shabbat. V'shel kovsin, if it's a professional, if it's a clothes washer, professional press, lo yigabo, you can't even touch it. Rabbi Yehuda says, imaya mutar me'erev Shabbat, if it was mutar, i.e. unlocked, in the unlocked position, matirit kulo v'shomto, you're allowed to unlock the whole thing, v'shomto, and release it in order to get your clothes. Let's say I have clothes stuck in my press from before Shabbat. So how would they iron their clothes? So what is this machbesh? So let's look at the Bartanura. Shte luchot shemesimim beineim begadim. Two luchot. Luchot are tablets. Yes, like those tablets. That they place between them clothing. La'achar kvi says, after they wash them. Umahadkim aluach elyon al begadim amunachim aluach tachton. So you have these two luchot, two tablets, and they would mahadkim, they would bind them together. Kedei sheiki pulam na'eh. So that their folding would be nice. If you look at the dalit here, the Ikar Tosfot Yonto says, how would they stick them together? Al yedei de tedot. Through yetedot. Yetedot are poles or beams. Yated is poles. Sheish amudim kfuim ba'arba piyot shel tachtonim. There are four stands, four amudim, four poles, and the four corners under. The alyonot menukavot ba'arba zavyotav. And the elder one and the top ones had four holes, and it goes up and down on the poles. So I made a rudimentary little drawing for you. Let's see if I can move it over so you can see it. Here we are. Based on I promised I would never, I can't show this. I don't have the rights to show you the Mishnah, here we are, the Mishnah Behira, but I'm basically, I'm copying what he did in a rudimentary fashion based on my word drawings. So you had two luchot. So they had home versions, and they had, this was the clothes press in their time. They had home versions, and they had professional versions. And this is the top luach, and there were holes on these poles, and then they would push them down, and the clothes would be in here, and that would be your basic clothes press. So the Mishnah says, if it's a home press, matirin, and you have clothes in from before Shabbat, you could pick up the thing and take it out. L'shel kofsin lo yigabo, but if it's kofsin, if it's a professional one, don't touch it. Rabbi Yehuda says, imaya mutar me'erev Shabbat, if it was mutar, i.e., they would put these little, there were holes all the way down, right? So if it was unlocked in the unlocked position, then you could matir et kulo, you could unlock it for shamto and release it and take it out. Okay, why can't you touch it? Okay, because hatara domeh listira, that's what Bartanura says. Hatara, undoing it is like breaking something. So that's what the Mishnah says. You're not allowed to unlatch it or undo it because you have these two poles. You had these two tablets, two pieces of stone that were connected together, and unlocking was like breaking a building or something like that. That's something the Mishnah says you were not allowed to do. Okay, we'll stop here. We learned about tiltu min hatzad, which is really important. Moving something begufo. We're going to learn more about tiltu min hatzad in the very near future. Comments and questions, as always, you can email me, rspolter@gmail.com. We'll dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.